fine. Into the draft.
Thank
it's
God.
looking good, fingers crossed. Now, Dread Knight, the captain of Reason. Everyone going to huddle around him, see what they draft up for them.
Invoker. The trash talking beginning, of course, anybody who's watched Infused Gamer will know that Cook is a superb Invoker player, absolutely superb. And hungover or not, they have had to ban the Invoker. We saw what happened in the last game. If you give Invoker to a good player, Rhyme, Cook,
10 seconds
they're gonna stop you with it unless you're very careful. So
they can run away with the game.
Indeed. However, Cook can play more than one hero, I believe.
That's one of the more unusual things about Infused is that Cook is like a support player for Infused, but when they get Invoker, he suddenly becomes this, safe lane or solo mid Invoker.
It's strange. But it's Visage banned. Also, I think that's why Dread's favorite hero is actually Visage, isn't it? So that makes sense to ban a very strong support in himself.
Yeah.
But especially in the wrong, if he falls into the wrong hands, he can wreak havoc. So yeah, I'm interested to see that Ichigo has not got the Reason tag on his name. He's not tagged up.
Technically, he's standing in for them because he used to play for Reason.
He did indeed, yeah.
And then he has real life commitments, but he's come to play for them at this LAN because they recently lost their solo mid player.
So who do you think they're going to ban now? Well, they've banned Doom.
That's an interesting one. I wasn't expecting that to come out.
That tells me they're going to pick Timbersaw if they can, first pick.
They're going to pick something that loves to spam spells or something that needs to sustain through fights. That's going to be Antab Mirana.
I reckon we're going to see a Timbersaw for sure. So there's a Mirana. Very popular. Seen Mirana. It seems every single pub game I play now, you either get Mirana or you get Pudge. Or both of them, along with either it was Earth Spirit and Ever Spirit, but they seem to have fallen off a little bit. Terrorblade as well, very popular, but we won't be seeing those three today because they're not allowed in the tournament mode.
And it sort of harks back to Dota 1 days where in every pub game you play there'd be at least one of Mirana, Shadow Fiend or Pudge, all these skill shot or skill intensive heroes where you'd go solo mid and you try and win the game alone in these pub games. It's coming back in.
Do you think, I really like those heroes because there is, like you said, it's a skill shot hero. So when you land it, it feels good. It feels more like you've achieved something, right? There are some heroes where you just farm and then right click.
And then you blink onto someone and then the team dies.
Right, it's not as interesting. The ones where you have to land something, a sick arrow or a sick hook, they're a lot more fun.
That's one of the things I read an article a couple of months ago, I think it was by PC Gamer, with comparisons between League of Legends and Dota 2.
Right.
And one of the editors was saying, oh, Dota 2 has 0 skill shots. And then people come out and say, we've got Mirana, we've got Pudge.
Did they really say that?
Yeah.
That's the most ridiculous.
We've got Earthshaker, who has technically a skill shot with Fisher. We've got Wind Ranger with Power Shot. There are so many skill shots or sort of pseudo skill shots where you have to aim your skill and it has to hit a target.
That makes no sense to me whatsoever, that statement. There's a million skill shots.
They did retract it because they realized they were wrong.
That's
so
ridiculous.
They did.
I mean, what I don't understand is, like, I wouldn't write about a game I knew nothing about. If you just think it's got no skill shots in, to me, what are you doing writing that article? You should either do your research or write about a game you know.
There were two writers. It was sort of an interview between two editors. One was focusing on League of Legends and one was focusing on Dota 2. And that was a comment from the guy writing about League of Legends, saying that League of Legends has all these skill shots, Dota 2 has none.
Stupid.
But here we have Bane and Clockwork. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that is. Bane. I played Bane as part of my 8 challenge that I did there, and I've got to say he's a hero that I hadn't played much of, but he is hella fun.
Oh yeah,
he really is. Getting someone in the Fiend's grip is a good feeling.
I'm holding him in place.
Shadow Demon, we saw him in the last game. He did pretty well, but it didn't work out for them. It did work out for them in the end.
Yeah.
But he's a good hero. He's a useful hero. Him and Mirana is a pretty disgusting setup.
Oh yeah, he can have a rough laning phase unless he has something like a Mirana or a Sunstrike or something like that to land on top of Disruption. It is a bit of an unusual skill. It doesn't offer too much in the laning phase. It just holds someone in place, creates illusions, which aren't amazing unless you're against an anti-mage or something along those lines. But if you set it up for Lina stun, Mirana stun, Sunstrike, it can be a very potent skill indeed.
It's also, I think, it's a good defensive skill, good escape skill. It is clever. It also kind of shuts certain other heroes out, like. People tend not to pick Batrider when there's a Shadow Demon because he can just disrupt whoever's been lassoed, right, and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think he's an interesting pick. And also the damage amplification, the Shadow Poison or Shadow Word, Demon Word, whatever the hell it's called. No, the Soul Catcher. Soul Catcher is, I mean, we were talking about the bonus damage from that is crazy.
Reserve time.
OD ban. So we haven't seen OD picked. We've seen him banned twice. Now he's an interesting hero. I had no luck with him at all when I played him. It was terrible because I couldn't get the hang of the fact that he's a right clicker. That's pretty much what he is, right? You right click people and then you use your sanity's eclipse, and that's pretty much it. I don't know what I was trying to do with him. God only knows. It wasn't working.
He's really unusual in the way he's adapted to the way the game's played as well, because we started off seeing people rush 4-staff, and then they realized, hang on, Odie doesn't have great HP regen, he's got a low HP pool, he needs to sustain in fights, we want him to start building up with the team. So they started making mech, tranquil boots, then 4-staff, then people like, who was it? Well, some competitive players started making Midas on him, a lot easy. He started making Midas on the OD, get him the earlier items, get that 4-staff at like 12 minutes after, very early Midas at 4-5. And then you can start building into the late game with that OD. Like you said, he's a right clicker. He has lots and lots of damage coming out of that arcane orb. And he's very, very difficult to deal with as well.
A jug ban.
Juggernaut is a hero much loved by Infused. TA as well. They've got Terox, who plays that TA.
They were talking ahead of the match. They were saying, please no Invo ban. And then they said, okay, if you don't ban Luna. So there's a Gyro pickup and a Nyx pickup.
Interesting.
Who would be playing the Gyro here?
Probably Richie, I want to say. And then Tone on the Clockwork, Elia on the Bane. But I don't know where that leaves Cook and Torox. So they'll probably need another support and then a solo mid as their last two picks.
You could put Clock mid.
You could put Gyro mid. You could put anyone. That's one of the great things about drafting now. It's so hard to predict where people are going to put certain heroes because you can have so many heroes in so many different lanes now. Especially with the changes to the off lanes. You can pull your creep wave so close to your tower, especially on the Radiant side. You can have it at the river entrance that you can have any hero you want there. You can have Invoker off lane. You can have Bane off lane if you wanted to, because you can get experience. And if your hero that is on the off lane really only requires level 6, like Nyx, Bane, Magnus, you get that level 6 and you go moving around the map, creating space for the rest of your team.
So explain, why haven't we seen Bounty Hunter yet? I don't know if we've seen Bounty. We saw one of the games that wasn't cast, we saw Bounty, but he seemed to be like mega pick for a while, and now he seems to have fallen out of the meta a little bit.
It's because when the off lanes were changed, the hero itself didn't change too much, so teams started to adapt to the Bounty Hunter pick being so strong. Because of the smaller skirmishes and little heroes getting picked off here and there, that track gold was immense for a lot of the teams out in the European scene. But teams adapt. They learn to pull. They learn to stack and pull at certain timings. They learn to put sentries in certain places, drive the bounty off the lane. Because if that bounty doesn't hit level 6, he has nowhere to go.
Yeah.
He can't go into the jungle and farm. He has to go to the mid lane and try and harass mid, maybe get a kill there. But it's very, very risky. If he gets shut down in the off lane, he is a lost cause.
Yeah. Earthshaker pickup here. One of my favourite heroes. Lots of fun. A great support. And I reckon, what do you reckon? Maybe Cook on the Earthshaker, you think?
Yeah. Most
Could
likely.
be. He's a fun hero. Now, do you like to get a farmed Earthshaker? Do you ever go carry Earthshaker?
I've
Build that Daedalus on him?
I've done that a couple of times.
It is funny.
It is
It
really
is funny.
Like go solo mid Earthshaker, get your bottle, Shadow Blade, Daedalus, go and crit people to death.
He's awesome fun. I think he's one of those heroes where you could do a lot with him. You know, there's a lot of variety.
Oh yeah.
But he does need farm. As a support, he does need farm. So there's a Weaver pickup.
Now this is more interesting than it probably seems, because when I initially saw that Mirana, I thought, okay, Antab's going to be the Mirana, probably off lane, but the possibility to have the solo safe lane. But then the Shadow Demon came out, nice setup there for the Mirana.
Yeah.
So that could be a carry Mirana. Could have a dual lane SD Mirana, could have Nyx mid, could have Weaver mid, could have Weaver safe lane. They have literally infinite options with this hero draft so far.
I think they'll go for an aggressive tri-lane, don't you think?
It's possible, and then have Weaver on the solo safe lane, then pick up a solo mid as their final pick. That's probably the most conventional option there. But the world is their oyster. They could throw heroes anywhere on the map and do well.
So they've banned out Puck. Let's see what Reason come back with as their final ban. I'm interested by the jug ban.
It's really hard to deal with if you don't have heroes who can, do a ranged attack on the healing ward, and obviously the spin.
Right.
Giving him magic immunity can be pretty devastating. Also, he doesn't get affected by Spiked Carapace when he's in Omnislash.
Yeah. Nothing can stop Omnislash, can it?
Ghost Scepter can.
If you go scepter. Yeah.
And
You can also blink out of, like if you quad blink, you can blink out of it.
And force staff as well, if you force into fog.
But
or
you
out of the
can't
range of it.
like other than that target. Like if he's on one person and they blink away or something, but you can't like interrupt it with any spell, right? What about Song?
Now, that may not be true anymore. I know that you used to be able to interrupt Omni Slash with Pudge's Hook, but I don't know if you
What,
can
you could
anymore.
hook
You could hook
Jug?
You could hook Jug out of Omni Slash.
Oh wow. Zeus pickup.
That's just.
I wonder if they'll get. You know what? I wonder if they'll get the global cooldown strat on Gyro here. Get an axe.
Oh, that's a really nice pick there from Dread. Silence.
Yeah.
That's gonna be great against the entirety of Infused.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah. That is gonna be an interesting one. I hate Silencer. I absolutely hate him.
Annoying. What do you like to see Silencer do? Solo? Solo mid, carry on the safe lane, or support?
If he goes carry and he gets that farm and he gets that damage, he can be disgustingly difficult late game, especially because you can basically initiate when you want.
Well, we're going to see a solo mid Silencer here going up against that Zeus, it looks like.
They're not at Grona's not on TS yet.
All right, let's go through these teams.
It's not like they've had 3 hours to get on TS.
No, of course not.
Let's go through the teams. We've got, for a reason, we've got Ichigo on the Silencer. We've got Khan on the Shadow Demon. Dread will be rocking the Nyx Assassin. Gronas on the Weaver. And Antab on the Marana.
And over on Infused, we have Cook on that Earthshaker, Richie on the Gyrocopter, Tone on that Clockwork, Elia on the Bane, and Tarex on the Zeus.
Okay, and now we're ready to go.
So this tri-lane of Gyrocopter, Bane, and Earthshaker, which it looks like it's going to be, aggressive or safe?
And another pause. 1 sec. Elia's PC is broken. Chloe can't reconnect.
Oh dearie me.
Okay. We might need some technical assistance for Elia. She's DC'd, can't reconnect. Elia's PC not working. The backstage guys are on it. Don't worry, chums.
Sprinting to the aid.
Cook. Cook is leaving the building.
He's gone to the bar. Get me a drink as well.
Look at that flowing locks. He's like a horse in full gallop. A wild stallion.
Need some coconuts.
Shout out to Dowders, number 1 AA, says Gronas.
Oh, Ichigo, look at this. Pulled so much.
Jeez.
Buys himself null and branches, gets pulled a couple of tangos.
Weaver, he was alright when I played Weaver. It's pretty easy to win with, you know. Shout out to King Dave.
Elia's
getting
reconnected. Looks all good.
Elia is back, but Cook has made a bolt for it. So we're going to have to wait for Cook. A sprinting Cook. And yeah, he will be playing the Earthshaker. So Cook has made a bolt for the for the toilet, I guess. Let's see if he comes back with the same vigor with which he left.
Well, taking a look at these lanes, so we've got Bane, Gyrocopter, and Earthshaker, who can combo up very nicely. Nightmare into Rocket Barrage, then Fisher to help finish off. Then Zeus with the ultimate at level 6 can help as well, deal massive magical damage.
Yeah.
I just want to see the impact of Tone on this Clockwork, see if he can have the same, amount of dynamic movement that we saw from that last game.
Yeah, I think it's crucial. I mean, I really like Clockwork, but the fact is that because you've got to throw yourself bodily at the enemy, and most heroes, obviously, that's something you want to avoid. He's only a wee fella himself, right?
Yeah.
So you want to have a get-out-of-jail card, something like a 4-star, or something like a Blade Mail, or some kind of tank, or even just get a few levels and farm on the enemy team, so that you can throw yourself in there and know you're going to have a chance to get out. Do your job first, get the battery assault off and do a lot of damage, because battery assault is insane if he gets those levels.
When you're in a 1v1, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And up against Weaver, that should be an interesting matchup. Cogs, a little bit annoying for Weaver to deal with, but the harassment from that Weaver once he hits level 3, 4 with that Gemini attack swarm.
Yeah, and a breathless Cook has rejoined us. Hair flopping majestically. And we should be hearing our voices in game. Mine is certainly showing up. I think yours is showing up as well. So try saying something, Dicko.
Hello, testing. I've got the...
Wonderful.
Yep.
Wonderful. I hope that's fixed it all for you. I apologize. I'm not quite sure what the issues were, but it's always the way at LAN, it seems to me, that something goes wrong technically, and that was that. So we are ready to go. When Reason are ready, Infused are ready.
Is everybody ready?
For the love of God, let's play Dota.
Please be ready.
It's only been 3 hours or something like that.
I've not seen this curry before. Val the Animated Construct. I think that comes with a ticket for one of the tournaments.
Yeah, and you know what? If you buy it on the Radiant side, it looks different.
Yeah. Now, I didn't actually go over the Dire side and their laning setup. Dread is good with computers. Yes, he is. It looks like they will be going for the laning that you suggested. They've got those heroes heading down there.
I'm not sure quite what we're waiting on. Is everything all right? Okay, so Dread has a setting that he needs to sort out.
I think he's got colorblind mode on the map.
Oh, really?
It's Dread. Colorblind mode in game settings. Yeah.
I'm just gonna. Is my PC being streamed? Is my view being streamed? Can I turn off the pop-ups? Like I keep getting friend pop-ups. If I just go offline, do you know what I mean? I'm just gonna have to do that. Is it Shift Tab to bring up the in-game thing?
Yes, it is. View all friends.
I'll just go to
go
offline. There we go.
I didn't realize you could do that.
Well, you learn something every day when you hang with P-Flax, Dick.
Learn something about Dota 2 every day.
Every single day.
I want to see how this Zeus does, because up against the Silencer, he's going to get spammed out the lane, I think.
Yeah, this is the weird thing about Silencer is, I don't quite understand this argument. Okay, so explain this to me. People say, yeah, the problem with Silencer, he's really weak in the lane. That's what I've heard a lot of times people say that. He's really weak in the laning phase. And I say, I don't understand that, because when I play against a Silencer, it's a living hell.
Yeah.
Like, you get cursed. I don't get it. Like, but I've heard that quite a lot, that he's weak in the laning phase. I don't understand that. I really don't.
I guess it depends how you build him, because glaives can be very annoying to deal with. They do a lot of damage, but it's hard to support with no mana regen items. If you go to bottle early, that's great.
Yeah.
The Curse of the Silence is great for spamming people out the lane, but when Zeus has something like Chain Lightning, he can stop that curse anytime he wants to, really.
Yeah.
So it's going to probably be a last word glaives build from Silencer in this mid lane to try and build into that semi-carry Silencer in the mid game.
Okay, Gron's got this. The PC wizard Gron is on it. It's funny because we can see a lot of the other teams that are still playing. There are other games going on while we're waiting for this, believe it or not. We're not just sat here. There are people in the room playing Dota. Have you seen the guy that's wearing sunglasses? How can he see?
With his eyes.
It's so dark in here anyway. So now we're waiting for Dread to reconnect. To the home viewers, I would like to say thank you for your continued patience.
Yeah.
And we do apologise.
We're so sorry.
These are just the things that happen at LAN, I guess. But what happens at LAN stays at LAN.
Unless it's streamed out.
Dread is back. He's happy. Headsets are going back on.
Magical. So we can get this game underway.
Unpause and let's go. Please, Lord, deliver us from boredom and let's play Dota.
So once again, here we are in Kettering at the Epic 12 Dota 2 Challenge hosted by ESL UK.
Yep, we've gone over the lanes. If I see another pause, I'm going to smash whoever is responsible right in the chops.
Oh dear.
So,
we can't really say too much at this moment.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, this is fairly typical stuff, I think, of both of these teams. Bear in mind, they both played against each other a lot.
I disagree.
No, I think I've seen this a million times.
With Infused doing this?
Yeah.
What I usually see them do
because they know that...
This is going to be so great.
Yeah.
Ellio's going to be the first one to be spotted out. Nyx is disruption first. Arrow's going to fly across.
It's party time.
But here comes the Fisher landing on one. Rocket Barrage not going to do too much damage.
It's just a little peppering. Just a little peppering.
No.
Go about your business. Everybody go home. Nothing to see here.
Lick your wounds and retreat.
That arrow was a little early on the on the Bane.
It still hit. So
no, it did because he was disrupted. I thought
it hit the Bane.
I didn't think it did. I'd have to watch it again.
Yeah,
I thought the arrow was early.
When the disruption stops and the arrow is on top of the hero or just past the hero, it still hits.
Ah.
It's not the tip of the arrow that has to land.
Ah. Okay.
So you can be slightly early.
Good shout. Disruption is what? Is it 1 second or
2.5?
2.5 seconds?
That's why it's quite interesting to see people play heroes like Lestrak, Lina, Mirana, Invoker with the Sunstrike. You have to have all of these timings, knowing the cast animations and the...
Right.
Oh, no.
What's the pause for?
I don't know, but something's going wrong.
Hotkeys. Are you kidding me? We've had 2 hours.
Oh, dear.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't understand what they've been doing for 2 hours now, Durka.
I don't know.
Just staring at into space.
This game is good, guys. Right. Back underway,
For the love of Pete.
please.
I keep saying that, but we do have a guy called
Yeah.
Pete here, and I'm worried that he's thinking I'm talking about him. I don't love Pete. I love Mrs. F. So you got a safe lane solo clock up against a pretty disgusting triple stun lane.
Yeah.
And you've got a solo, very scared-looking Weaver up against a double stun lane with a crazy damage from the gyro.
And
So
they do have sentries as well, so if they find that Nightmare, Fisher, Rocket
I
Barrage,
think they're just going to go tri-lane because they need this Weaver to get farm. He needs farm. You can't leave him against a tri-lane. I think they're going to rotate up here.
they'll leave them runner down here against the
Yeah,
clock.
she'll be fine.
Antab wrecks lanes like this. He's going to have so much CS.
It's no fun being a clock up against the Mirana, I tell you what. Let's have a look at some... we'll keep the last citizens and eyes up. So they're going to maybe rotate through mid. Maybe see if they can catch Thyrox out here, but something's up. A ping goes down. Who was pinging? I think
was
next
Dread.
penny just said, look, let's just sod it. Let's just go.
Yep, we've had enough.
Because we're just sitting here doing nothing. Get some wards down on the way. And a little rotation. Cook and Elia may be thinking they're just going to take over the jungle here. They've pulled the creep wave into the jungle camp here. That Tomato going to town on their creeps. What would you call the orange one? If you got Tomato and what?
An orange?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. What would you call the orange one?
An orange.
Yeah.
The tomato. I was just thinking that something that goes with tomato.
No.
You'd never have orange and tomato.
A
together.
kumquat.
A kumquat.
Yeah.
Tomato and kumquat.
I just wonder what they're going to try and achieve up here, because at bot lane they had that combo with Disruption, Arrow, Impale.
Yeah.
But up here, they don't really have
No.
that secondary stun.
But I think this is literally a counter to the fact that they've got to give the Weaver farm.
Yeah.
And this is a sentry that's been dumped here by Cook to try and disrupt this. Elia getting some denies in there. And Weaver has 4 last hits. Compare that with Gyro, who's got 13. So yeah, I think this was just a reaction. It's like, look, we can't just leave Weaver to it. Because
Right.
without farm, he's in all kinds of trouble.
It's a trade-off as well, and they're getting Ichigo farmed up at mid, who's going to be a kind of carry for them. They've got Moran on the bot lane. Antab is going to come into the mid-game very heavily with his magic damage from Starstorm and Arrow. So they do have that capability to do lots of damage at the 10 to 20 minute mark.
Yep.
Once Dread hits 6, once Khan gets, boots, which is going to be his goal of the game, to try and get boots and not die too much, because apart from Disruption, he doesn't really have too much to offer. I mean,
Indeed.
Disruption, Soul Catcher, he's going to be looking to Demonic Purge maybe the Gyrocopter as they're escaping, but the chasing potential of Reason is pretty good. They've got Mirana Leap, they've got the Shikuchi from the Weaver, and they've got Nyx Impale as well.
Yep. I'd like to get a blink on Nyx. I think maybe if they get a blink on him, that's a nice bit of initiation and chase as well. So they haven't got. I'm just looking at Reason's team. They don't have the big wombo combo sort of team fight spells, do they? They're looking more for maybe pick-offs and individual kills. And I'm gonna kill myself.
Literally. Something worth pointing out in a couple of seconds when this game is unpaused, because I don't want to mention it now, because the teams will react. But we are seeing a little bit of a change-up. And that's to be expected. Pretty much follows on from the point I was making about them not having a secondary stun up here with that Shadow Demon.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure I've ever seen as many pauses in the first 4 minutes of a game in my life. So let's listen to the soothing sounds of Dota 2.
Listen to him TP. Whoa.
I've still got Dread ignored, so I can't see him type.
So here we do see the switch up of lanes. The Weaver's going to TP out at any moment. He's got a TP on the courier. Yep. Rocket barrage.
They're not going to catch anything. I think they were trying to catch the gyro out there, but to no avail. And now they're going to send the Weaver down the bot. So it's going to be Weaver getting some farm up against a lone Clockwork, and that makes sense.
You know, we saw this exact scenario, I think it was at I-50, where it was Reason against Infused, and they knew what lanes they were going to be up against, and they just kept switching lanes to try and get the best balance. I think we saw switches like 3 or 4 times across the lanes. And these teams aren't afraid to do that. Like a lot of teams, you know, they are very stuck in their ways. This is where our tri-lane belongs. This is what we want to do.
Yeah.
Even if they start losing that lane, they're afraid to switch it up, send the supports elsewhere, have them stack and pull, leave one hero solo. Because if you have heroes like Weaver, Mirana, Lifestealer, Timbersaw, whatever it is, you can leave them alone to just leech XP. And they can catch up with farm later on.
I'm just curious about the sort of plans for the Reason team. I guess they're going to hope that Weaver can just push everything down.
Well,
And if they need to de-initiate, if that's a word, they can just global silence and get the heck out of dodge.
That's pretty much it. They're going to be looking for a 3-man team with a 1-on-1. So the Silencer is going to join the team fights when he can with that global silence, deal quite a bit of damage with the glaives once he gets some items up, and Weaver will be split pushing most likely. So it will be a 4 protect 1 in some senses, but the Weaver is going to be the one split pushing rather than just farming. And then over on the Infused side, they're going to be, like you said earlier, looking for this big wombo combo. Get a Blink Dagger up on ES. They've got the Zeus with the ultimate. Get Aghanims up on him.
That's a lot of damage. I mean, if you can get cooldown Zeus ult and Echo Slam, that's a dunk.
The one thing they're missing, though, on their team is mobility. So the core items for them really are Blink, Force Staff, things like that. They don't necessarily need Mech and Pipe. Because they won't. Oh, Disruption here. Are they going to Arrow misses there. That was early there.
That's a nice impale though. There's Richie. That's first blood for Dread.
Using that spiked carapace very well to turn that rocket barrage back on Richie.
That was a great 3-man impale. They grouped up a little for that. And this, I can't believe, like, Lightning Bolt on a 6-second cooldown for 350 damage. That still blows my mind, just how much damage potential Zeus has. It's ridiculous. And I've seen people build all kinds of crazy tank items on him as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, like Vanguard Zeus?
Well, no, just like Heart Zeus, like early Heart. They just run around with, like, we were like, oh my god, the Zeus has 2,500 hit points.
How do you kill him?
What do we? And he has Ag's Heart, just zap, zap, zap. Gets Refresher. This is interesting.
Yeah, very interesting indeed. And top
Nobody's
lane.
home.
Antab. See, this is the thing. Exactly what I was talking about. Antab with that Mirana, he can stay up here alone for as long as he wants. He can farm, he can get experience.
Yeah.
He's not really under pressure unless that Bane gets a nice nightmare, but the range isn't too great on
Tyrox is coming bot now. Interesting.
that. Exactly. They just switch these lanes up to try and get the best lane for themselves.
And then put clock mid. Strange. Very interesting. So only 1-0 at 7 minutes. A little bit of a sort of choppy game so far with a lot of pausing. I don't know if that's thrown the rhythm off at all, but nice. The disruption though will stop her taking any damage, but she still might suffer here. No, that was a perfect disruption from Khan. I think Richie just went a little early with the butter from Gyro. So now it's Tyrox in the off lane, and it is indeed Tone. In Cyrillic, I think that's probably how you spell Tone in Cyrillic. In the mid.
Possibly.
It seems right. This is like me trying to last hit.
Poor Tone.
The catapults are a pain. They're so hard to kill.
Yeah.
Especially under the tower.
You can hear Dread leading his team over there.
It always makes me laugh that Dread's the captain because he's such a sweet guy. He's so kind of chilled out.
He's not allowed to tell people what to do.
No, but then in the in the games he's like really shouting, very vocal. I think it's important. You need someone like that.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, we saw in the first game we cast, XY was leading his team, captaining them excellently. Let's see what they can get going here. I wonder. Oh yeah,
Tone's looking for something here. Do they have vision? Ichigo is playing very passively. He knows that they got rune bot because they have vision up here. The ward just expired. They had a nice ward there, seeing that rune spot.
It's very tricky. These teams have both got excellent awareness. Just none of the ganks so far have worked.
Well,
Arrow just missing.
They know each other so well.
Yeah,
they
they
know
do.
each other's ward spots. They know the movements. They know how dynamically each other can play. So that's why we see so much lane switching. They want to try and upset the balance of the other team. And look, Antab has now moved down to bot lane to 1v1 the Zeus, but he's going to be in a bit of trouble here. Oh, leaps away. Well
That
played.
zap was close to being a zip zap zoop.
Arrow
If,
gonna fly
if he'd
across.
got a Q then, if he got a W off and then
Yeah.
an ult, that would have been a dead Mirana.
I think just the bolt would have been enough.
Maybe. Guess what, 350?
And
How much
Mirana's
health
about
has she got?
200.
Yeah, gosh, she's only got 700 health, yeah. If she dips below half, he's basically almost got her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man.
How's Ichigo's farm? Well, he's 51 and 12, and Mirana 45 and 12, so good farm here for a reason.
Well, he's leading the net worth board so far, 3.7k
Yeah.
up on him pretty much. Now, Tone hasn't really made a movement yet.
Oh, Weaver in all kinds of trouble, but will he live?
Big time lapse.
That was huge.
Big time lapse there. Does
Just
he get
mash that.
salved up? Nope.
No need.
Dread drops a tango and Gronos doesn't want it. He
He's
wants to go
like,
back
forget
to
it, I'm going back to base. I'm going home.
Let's take a look at this.
There's a
Big
shout
call
from
there
Dread,
from
clock's going
Ichigo.
top.
Now, Antab, item build wise, what do you reckon? I always advocate the stats build on Mirana.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I see a lot of people get Manta on her, which is good, I think.
Yeah, she was on about 3/4 health, 1 bolt, and she's down to about 1/3.
Nice. This is, yeah, so look, another rotation that comes to nothing. And Tone has to go back. But wait a second, what's this? Haystrewn on Silencer. He's chasing down Tyrox. Arrow! That creep took it to the chops. Immediate TP down there. And Cook will just wave his totem at them and they will walk away.
Good reactions, but once again, Tone hasn't used his ulti yet once, has he?
And now Ichigo is going back mid with the Haystrewn. He's still got it on. Look at him go. He's going to give it the old Sonic the Hedgehog. And
Look at him
is,
go.
He is back there. Meanwhile, top. We're going to see a rotation for the Shadow Demon and the Nyx.
Yeah, but Nyx has arcane boots, Khan has his boots, Gronos is looking pretty good as well, treads and bottle on him. So the item progression of the Dire side looks a little better than the Radiant. Their supports are more farmed, by far. Where's that silencer? I hear the silencer noise.
Yeah, he just stuck it on the on Tone's clockwork. Cook's got to be careful here. Nice slam. Dodges the arrow. Hasn't got mana for anything else. He's only level 5. He needs. I think it's interesting to put him down here bot solo. He can't stay, so he's going to have to go all the way home, I guess. Antab is living dangerously here, I think. Zeus is... Oh, he's up. Why didn't he...
Wouldn't kill him quite.
350.
Magic resist.
The magic resist. 440 with Scepter. I'm reading it with Scepter, 225. I was going to say, that's crazy. So yeah, of course. Makes sense. We're on a roll. And this is another attempt to set something up here. And this is what disruption is good
Here we
for.
go. Jarakov's getting called out. Soulcatcher on a creep though.
Yeah. And he might just walk away.
Yeah, looks like
Feels
he
like in-game's audio is gone, but no, it's just the... Oh, the trap with the Fisher is perfect.
Big
And that's a
play.
nice pickup from Infused.
Hook shot across
and the
from
hook
Tone
shot
as well.
too. And he will catch the Weaver in there, but he time-lapses back out. There's the
Oh!
one and a second.
Double kill for the Zeus.
That's nice, and that's 3-1. And this game has suddenly turned around a lot.
And 2 doctors, 1
Opened
prizes.
right up.
Dr. Banana and Dr. Sproink.
Well, Dr. Sproink is PhD. So technically, wouldn't that make him a professor?
He's a double doctor.
Double doc.
I feel sad.
Ichigo with the DD rune, pressuring his tier 1 bot.
Richie TPing in. Just looking for the deny, maybe? Or I'm not sure what he's doing. He's hiding in the trees here. This is interesting. I think he thought there was going to be more
Yeah, here we go.
TPing. Arrow. A little early.
See, they didn't know Richie TP'd first, so they thought that, that TP was going to be a lot quicker than it was.
Yeah, maybe.
I was looking at the gold and XP graphs earlier, and I saw a nice lead for Reason. It was about 2,000 gold and a couple of hundred XP, but now it's starting to dip upwards, so all of these lane balances and movements around looked like it was going Reason's way, with the farm on the cores being a little bit larger on the Mirana, Silencer and Weaver, and the Nyx having arcanes. But now the Zeus has picked up a couple of kills. Gyrocops looks pretty good. He's going for a relatively greedy build, going for Helm of the Dominator first. Going to be stacking Ancients. Get that gold burst. Oh, arrow hits on Tyrox at mid. Clock.
Oh, the
nice
counter.
Hook, Fisher as well.
And there's the cog. And they're going to turn it around. Tyrox gets a kill instead. There's the arrow. The glaive from Silencer just finishes off Zeus. Quite a bit of damage going down there. How long on cogs? 5 seconds. Are they going to be able to run away here? Cook doesn't have mana for anything, but that was, well, a bit of both. Zeus managed to get a kill on the Mirana just there. Just before getting killed by the Silencer.
And
Silencer doing a lot of damage.
Dread cancelling his impale 2 or 3 times there because he knew he wouldn't get an angle. Nice split there from the remaining members of Infused, not allowing Dread to get one of those big impales like he has previously in this game.
Yeah. You got that 3-man earlier was what set up the first blood, so definitely. How's this farm going for Antab?
Stats and stats and stats. He's going for drums and it looks like Weaver's doing the same thing. Might be just a bracer. But these two heroes going for almost identical item builds. They've got Ring of Basilius on both of them. And then we've got Bracer looking into drums for both of them as well. It's a bit inefficient. I mean, drums on 2 heroes is...
Here's a gank.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Impale into arrow. Nice. And there's a TP in. It's such a nice rotation. I mean, Nyx is so powerful like that.
Oh, Dread's gone AFK a bit to buy something from the shop.
That was not the best place to go shopping.
And the thing with that gang at bot is it wasn't as easy as it looked because that Mirana had to position herself per... Oh, here we go.
The grip! He time-lapsed right back under a sentry. I don't know why he time-lapsed. He was away.
It's a little bit risky. But on that bot lane, that wasn't as easy as it may have looked. That Mirana had to position herself perfectly, not to draw aggro from the creeps, not to arrow a creep, get that arrow onto the Gyrocopter before he has a chance to escape.
Very nice.
So very well played. And Elia, pulling out the Fiend's Grip, hit level 6, managed to use that ulti very well.
She got the brown boots. What kind of boots? You get mana boots on Bane?
Arcane's most likely, yeah. I mean, sometimes you get phase boots if you're being a very heavy, aggressive support and you want to move quickly, try and get into these team fights, but Arcane's usually the best.
I wonder if, well, we got nowhere near Blink on Earthshaker yet. I wonder, some people don't get Blink on Earthshaker, like,
Really?
Yeah, I've seen some people not build it.
What do they go for instead?
Well, it's such a huge cost.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just going to have to put it, I mean, it's 2,150 gold. He's a long way off it. He's not going to get it for like 15 minutes unless they start really pushing towers. Or he gets a couple of quick kills.
Oh dear.
This is a dead. Oh, the disruption just might save him. Oh yeah, not for long.
And Dread is continuing here. Don't know what he's going to be looking for though.
You got a 4-staff on Zeus. There's a zoner.
Dread getting caught out here. Zeus going to finish him off. Nope.
There's a sentry.
Tyrox
Slam
the long
and
way
a punch. He's got to walk back through these creeps, and there's another zip zap tube from Tyrox. And there's three prizes for Aegis, Blanks, and Chippy for witnessing multi-kills. How's Ichigo's farm looking? It's got nearly, he's got over 2,000 gold in the bank. He needs to be careful. He's getting gripped into cooldown. Loads of damage coming down from Richie, and that is a dead Silencer.
Hold him in place and demolish him. And Silencer is disconnected from the game. Oh dear. That's a blue screen.
Yeah, one of the computers has crashed.
We've had a crash by one of the players, but on the bot lane we did actually see Antab.
Yeah, Bane ulti now leads to blue screen, as Cook points out. So, hopefully, Ichigo can get back into game. Sorry for the lack of talk. We're just listening in to see what it was. So I personally think he was dead anyway. But
yeah, there was no way he was getting out of it.
No, he was dead anyway.
Unless I didn't see, unless he lagged and blue screen.
No, he was like throwing a last hit at a creep, and she just ran up and.
Yeah.
But
on bot lane, Antab actually did manage to take down Tone.
Yeah. Oh really?
All the way down in these woods.
Oh gosh, poor Tone. What item do you reckon he's going for in Zeus? What would you go for? Get the Ags or...?
Now he has the mobility. Ags is an option. Yules is an option. Zeus has pretty high int gain, so that Yules with the percentage mana regen is pretty damn good for him.
Just spam that spells, yeah. And the Q, of course.
Or you could go for a Hex early on, because of all the cores on the Reason side. Hexing up Weaver, Mirana, Silencer would be an excellent choice.
The static field is pretty ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, if you can cast 3 spells, that's a third of their health. Is that just literally pure 11% gone? Is there no reduction to that with magic resistance, or
No, that will be with magic resistance. I mean,
the
there
damage
will be,
potential is dealt before the damage from the used spell does not require unit its ability to take effect. So, okay, we've got to pause. Ichigo's coming back into game. We're just going to come into shot for a few minutes.
You've played some ability draft, haven't you?
I have.
Some of the most ridiculous ones I've seen are things like Bristleback's Cool Spray with Static Field.
There's a more crazy one.
So Ricky's Invis with anything you want.
No. Static Field, but Medusa Mana Shield, and you just turn it off and on.
Seriously,
Yeah,
you get that?
yeah.
No, that's...
There's a video of a guy running around, and he's just toggling it as fast as possible, and with Ricky Invis.
And killing
So
everything.
you basically invisibly just run around killing everybody.
Wow.
Anyway, we're back in the game now, so off we go. So, Antab. Let's see who's leading the way in farm. Silencio. So Ichigo's leading the way in farm. He just died, unfortunately for him, due to disconnecting. But we think that he probably would have died anyway. Fiend's Grip into cooldown into butter from Gyro is going to kill most people.
Butter.
Yeah.
Rocket Barrage.
Well, yeah, rocket barrage. You can call it what you like. It doesn't look like rockets. The rockets are like, you know what I mean? It's a machine gun, and we got another pause. Okay. What's this pause for?
I don't know.
No
what's
TS for
going
Ichigo.
on. And luckily we have Cyborg Matt here. He's been fixing all of the problems we've had. We've had problems with admin tickets, problems with people not being allowed to trade with each other because we're logging into new computers, problems with PCs.
And you know what? We've got, after these first 5 games we're casting, of which this is the 3rd of 5, supposedly, then we've got... Is he back? He's ready to go. Are the teams ready? Are the viewers at home on the edges of their seats? This was meant to be the best game. At say 4, we've paused 10 times.
I know. This was meant to be like the showcase of UK Dota. Both UK teams, top of their game, grudge match of the ages. But
I mean, luckily it's been the Dota that we've seen has been really good, but unfortunately it has been a little start-stop with the pausing. And
yeah.
I don't know. There seems to be some issue that players have when I was saying we got in last night quite late and we had a few drinks and then a bunch of us played Dota, right? And playing on somebody else's setup, it was really, really, really hard.
Yeah.
It was really, really hard. I could not get the hang of it.
I was playing on Cook's PC and he's got a Razer Naga mouse with all the buttons on the side, and he doesn't have any of the items bound to the keyboard. So I was literally there just spamming buttons like, what does this one do? What does this one do?
Can they go? Well, there's the global silence, and that'll put paid to that gank.
2 ultis expended there just to escape.
Yeah, but you don't want to lose Ichigo.
Yeah.
He's a lead farmer who wants to keep it that way, but he's only ahead by... Well, once Weaver gets one last hit, they're going to be... Weaver's actually going to be... Gyro is actually going to be ahead, technically. And Weaver and Mirana farming well as well. Reason are farming better than Infused here, and they've got to be worried about that. Look at the gold graph. It's trickling back down towards Reason, sort of occasional jumps back up towards Infused. But
quite a nice balance between the core heroes. The only thing that really upsets it is that Nyx has 2.5k net worth, and then we have the Earthshake with 1.5, Bane with 1.2, Shadow Demon 1.1. So the fact that Silencer is leading and Nyx is leading the pack with the supports, that's really what is giving Reason the slight edge in item progression.
Now, do you think that he's going to save up for a Blink Dagger, or do you think he stops and gets something else along the way, the Nyx?
Oh dear.
Earthshaker just killed Weaver, so we missed that. I apologise.
Well, that was cooldown. What else did they use?
Zeus ult.
Zeus ult and Fiend's Grip.
And Fiend's Grip, so yeah.
They used everything on that Weaver.
That'll do it.
That pretty much does it.
And now Gyro takes the lead in farm, but Richie heading home. He looks absolutely huge for some reason. It's like the angle is zoomed in. No, it's just weird.
No, that's not one. Ichigo picking up an item that you rarely see on a carry hero, but he's going the sort of route that he would with an OD.
Yeah, interesting.
So, like I said, he's going for this hero which is going to join his team fights, be a utility hero.
This could be a fight coming here. They're pushing mid. Well, it's 4v4. No, it's not. It's 3v4.
And now they know he has the mech.
Yeah.
Now what's Khan doing up here? He's just farming along there, trying to build up some more wards. Might buy a bracer soon. Some branches lying on the ground. And on the bot lane we have Richie trying to build towards a BKB. And he's bought that BKB recipe before the Mithril Hammer. Oh, Cook here finds Khan. Nice disruption.
Clutch.
But Khan is
Round the
walking
back.
into the middle of the Infused
Zap,
squad.
zoop. One more, and he is down. Now they're going to take all the Yongle farm and maybe push top.
Not a chance for Khan there.
Yeah.
That's not gonna hold.
God, I could use a coffee. Anybody out there fancies getting me a coffee?
King Dave. King Dave coffee.
Milk with 2 big sugars in it, please.
I think P-Flax is desperate.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
big
hook.
hook from Toad. Catches 3.
Wow. The silence as well.
Really nice
though.
play from Dread though. Carapace.
Yeah, nice
And the
turnaround.
Impale. Oh, Tarek's going to go down as well.
He
Couple
must,
more hits.
He must wait. Oh, the Fisher. I thought the Fisher would stop it. Not quite. And Cook now could be in trouble. Is there an arrow from Steel Series from Antap? Sorry, no.
He's already thrown that out.
Yeah.
But
It was,
really great play from Dread there.
Yeah.
That Carapace holding Zeus in place so he couldn't get all of his spells out. Impale catching 2 as well, allowing the Silencer and Moranis to deal massive amounts of damage. And where were the supports for Infused?
Oh, the deny! The deny for
Elia is like the queen of denies. The last couple of Cook. What do you mean Cook?
Because he threw the
Fisher to stop them from
Fisher,
last
I
hitting,
think.
yeah.
But yeah.
When she plays Visage, what we always look out for is her sending the birds across to deny all the towers.
She loves a good deny. Good work. I can never do it. Ever, ever, ever.
It's too difficult.
Just can't do it. I can't understand that you've got to time the travel time of your projectile. Like, that's key. It's absolutely, that's the key. Not when you click, but when you need to have clicked already.
Yeah.
That's the key.
And also timing the projectiles
In front of
your
3
enemy.
people. Yeah, it's like crazy.
How's the item progression doing now on this Weaver? He's a recipe away from BKB. Marana looking towards a Manta style possibly.
Nyx is going blink here,
Toad
100%.
gets caught by the arrow. Couple of right clicks coming from Ansab. Not going to go for the kill here, I don't
I think he's okay. Elia comes in, waves those ghostly arms.
Oh,
Oh,
big
the
hook.
counter goose! But he's... Wow! That was a little ambitious.
The shout from Dread. Kill him!
Yeah, that was a little... I think that was a little ambitious. I don't think he realised there was so many there.
Yeah. Suddenly Dread
But,
turns up. Grana's farming the
yeah.
jungle along here.
Dear.
Ah. Another interesting item first from Ichigo.
Yeah, gosh.
Radiant's top tower
That's
is under
interesting.
attack.
I guess he's just going to go around and bots to where the fight ain't. And just push.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Just farm. Interesting.
I think he wants to farm one lane and play kind of like Spectre does
Dire's middle
in
tower
some
is
respects.
under attack.
TP into a team
Yeah.
fight with his max full staff and have them. Oh, there's a blink dagger from Dread. Catches Tarek's out. Big damage from the Vedetta as well. Here comes the last word. Not enough damage to take him down
No.
though.
And Gyro's coming back in. Nice from Cook. That Fisher just caught. Cooldown just misses. Just misses.
Ichigo.
Oh,
looking
the
to
zap.
go back in. Big
Oh my goodness.
silence. BKB from Richie though. Flat cannon not doing too
The
much.
Marana ult.
Silencer is in trouble and
Yeah,
he is
Ichigo
dead.
is dead. I heard Ichigo say it. I'm in trouble. I'm dead. He knew the jig was up. There's cogs doing work. Big arrow coming in here. It's just going to waft right through the middle of them. And now they can push mid. Maybe get this tier 1.
And look at the HP on Khan. He pretty much almost died from that Zeus ultimate and it wasn't even aimed at him.
God, yeah. It's tough. Once Zeus gets going, I mean, he's got this ogre club. I wonder what else he's. I wonder if he's going to get a. He must be getting it.
For the Radiant.
He seems to, he's right, sort of. I'm sure he's had the ogre club for a while.
He got that a couple of minutes ago,
Yeah.
yeah, and he's got 800 gold, so it's not too bad. But
Yeah.
he hasn't had as many kills in the past 5-6 minutes
Yeah.
as he did in the early game.
He's certainly
so
not farming
yeah.
anything like Reason. They've got three of their heroes have over 100 last hits.
Oh yeah, take a look at the net worth now. 9.1k or 9.2k on the gyrocopter, thanks to some ancient stacks.
That's stacked now. That is looking delicious. I love the way the Dark Troll summon his face. Look how happy he is.
I'm so happy. Take a look at the Radiant Sentries.
Yeah, that is a determined attempt to catch people. And at the top of it all, an invis.
Yep.
It's like, take the invis and walk this way.
Well, they don't want to get caught out by Nyx or the Marana ulti.
Yeah,
Or
quite.
the Weaver. Plenty of invis there. Dread are looking out for someone, but they're not going to find anyone.
Having that blink on him is huge.
Both teams pretty much playing the same game here.
Yeah. This is some cautious level Dota here. They know something's up. Everyone's missing. Just hug the tower. Gyro's like, well, I want to go farm these ancients. And Nyx's ult wears off. Little scouting rocket. They know what's up. Ichigo up here. Killing creeps any way he can. Is he going to maybe come and go on them bot here? Or
I don't know. It's really difficult to say because when it comes to a big team fight, it's going to matter about the timing of that silencer
Yep.
ult. Because if Clock hooks in and then you silence, that is a perfect opportunity to take Clock down
Yep.
and then turn on the Radiant team. You can try and focus the Zeus down after you kill the Clock. Then you can turn onto the Gyrocopter, Bane, Earthshaker, because they all have no backup left.
Indeed. Now, what do you get on Nyx? Do you get a Dagon here, do you think? Maybe deal with that Zeus and that Bane?
Yep, he didn't go for the sort of earn build where he's sustaining his team because Ichigo went for that mech.
Yeah.
So I think he might transition into support items now. He's got his Blink, he's got his Arcanes, he's got Magic Wand. He's pretty set for the rest of the game. So he might switch to getting Smoke, Dust, Sentries, all of that, and let Khan get some farm.
Indeed. So I reckon Zeus... It's interesting. I thought if he's got 1,400 gold, I thought he would have got
It's
the point booster part of
it's
his,
why I'm wondering if he's going to go BKB.
Yeah, I'm wondering that too now.
Because if you see the Global Silence and then you BKB, you debuff it. But if you BKB first and then get Global Silenced, then you've got nothing left to debuff it
Right.
with. So he might be thinking along the lines, okay, Clock hooks in, they silence, then I BKB and then I kill everybody. The only issue is that, oh, here we go, mid lane, Impale from
Invis
Dread.
Tyrox
Elia in
there,
a
though.
lot of trouble. Big hook
There's
called
the
down
hook.
as well. Massive damage coming out of Infused. This is their team fight.
melts.
But can they
The
follow it
silence
up?
is screwing them up, but there's some more cops from town.
Richie with a flat
Disruption.
cannon.
They're chasing Ichigo. Richie BKB, absolutely massive.
Khan flies, dies
Khan
to
dies.
one of the little pellets from the flat cannon.
And now they rush.
Looks like a good plan. Ichigo on pretty low health.
The
no
silence
chance of
always makes me
contesting.
think I've lost audio.
Yeah.
Like every single time, I'm like, but
Oh
no.
god, what's happened?
Arms to
Yeah.
defend itself.
They're going to ward up, and then they're going to try and get this Roche here. Or maybe not. No, they're just going to get the bottom tier 1, I think. That makes sense.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Tyrox has bought something.
Yep, he's going
Yeah,
for what?
he
By
is.
the gods,
He is.
the Dire's bottom tower doesn't
That's
even-
a good
Dire's
choice.
bottom tower
I
has
think
fallen.
so.
It was a valiant
There's
effort.
so many ways that he can be stunned, silenced.
Yeah. And Clockwork now has a full staff as well, and ES has a... Yeah,
Ouch.
he has a thing.
Yeah, this is interesting. I think this is looking like a good game for Infused.
Yeah.
They're
that-
starting to build that. They've got that team fight that I think Reason are great at picking people off with the Nyx,
well, they
with
had
the Mirana, and they've got this sort of go away ult of the silencer. But I do think that Infused have better CC in the team fights. They've got a lot of damage with the Gyro, with the Zeus. They've got great stuns with the Fisher, Bane, Clockwork, Cogs, Hookshot. You know, they've got better. I think they've got a better team.
The trouble with Reason's lineup right now is they started off very well with map control. I was joking.
You're the
But
man.
King Dave has turned up with coffee.
Arise with coffee. You're the man, Dave.
He is the Dave of Kings.
There's no sugar. Here's it's 150 for the coffee. Isn't it? All right, I'll buy you a pint. Cheers, Dave.
Thank you, Dave.
Dave is the man.
Turns up with coffees. But yeah, the problem with Reason's lineup was they had lots of map control early. They had, good pick-off potential. Oh, here we go. Khan getting initiated upon. Disrupts the Bane. Arrow flies across. Doesn't hit anyone, though. Richie getting caught out. Has his BKB left. But he's taking so much damage. One more click. Zeus, massive ult there. Call down, catching 3. Fiendscape onto Gronos as well. But,
the slam!
He does
Killing
die,
spree,
though.
but they're all dead.
Only one died on Reason and team wipe.
Wow.
It
I did not see that coming at the start of that fight.
Khan getting caught out there, but doesn't go down.
Boy,
Nice
did Reason
disruption.
need that. Boy,
Oh,
did
yeah.
they need that.
They did have a pretty good start with their map control, the ability to pick people off. They looked like they were pressuring towers well. But the Infused side, they've come back with some big team fights in these 5v5 clashes. They've really showed that they have the lineup to take it by the throat, strangle Reason. But just now, Reason defending their tier 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
Infused getting a little bit cocky, too big for their boots, pushing a little bit too far forward. Richie not using BKB fast enough, getting caught out, not allowed to do enough damage, really.
Yep. God, that hits the spot. I needed that coffee so bad. King Dave is a legend.
Do you still remember I-49, like Will telling him P-Flex needs a cider? Go get him a cider.
Yeah.
He turns up.
That was great. King Dave is like He's like the Florence Nightingale of Dota. If Florence Nightingale was like a really foul-mouthed, bald dude.
That pretty much is King Dave. What do we see item progression-wise now? Antab looking towards that Manta Star still. He does have enough for the ultimate orb and is, what, 300 gold away?
It's going to be a Deso on Weaver, I think. You've got the Mithril hammer. And, well, of course it's going to be a Deso. There's nothing else he can build, is there?
What do we see here?
This is
Khan
gonna be
scouts out that Roshan.
Not
Has
so
the
sure
poison.
about this, guys. Not so sure about this.
Well, they walked in there and looked like they wanted to bait it out, but they waited a few seconds, realized, okay, Reason aren't coming. Let's try this.
Yeah, maybe. But now they're there. They can't do it. Who's this
Big item
TPing
there
in?
from Silencer as well, but here comes a split push from Reason. Once again, Antab pushing down this lane. Will he get caught out though? He's a little bit out of position here.
Yes.
Top tower is under attack.
Tyrox does have a lot of
he's gonna be
spells at
okay.
his disposal, but Antab
You know what?
is a
You know
little
what
too
I
quick.
think Tyrox needed to do when Antab was facing the wrong way.
Yeah.
4-star forwards.
Yeah, that would be really good.
That's what he should have done.
And then when Antab tries to turn around, then
Then you zap him.
then
Yeah.
you bolt him, mini stun, stop him from leaping. Oh, Tyrox is going for this still though.
One more zip
Maybe.
zip zoop.
Maybe a little bit risky. Does have bolt and ult.
Oh, he bails on it. There's the arrow follow up. But no.
What the hell are you looking at now?
Who?
Arcane Boots. Wand. No big items on the cards for her, but Cook with that Blink Dagger. We're going to have to see if we can make anything magical happen.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
they need that. They need the wombo to be comboed is
Yeah.
what they need.
but it's looking a bit more difficult now than it was when he first got that Blink Dagger.
You know, I mean, what they need is for him to catch like a really sick 3-man Fisher, and then they can dump everything on that, and that team fight will be won convincingly. But
BKB's up for Reason.
without someone like, as we saw in the first game we cast, someone like a Magnus to just RP everybody, say, right, you guys stay here a sec while we dump everything on you, which is what happened. And that almost very, very, very nearly worked. Do you reckon if Doom had built like a Radiance in that game, maybe that would have given them a bit more damage that they needed, that kind of AoE?
Well, that's the thing. They did really well when the RP landed. They had enough AoE. It was just the fact they didn't have any split push. So maybe if you'd bought Boots of Travels and was able to teleport onto a lane, or if they had a hero that wasn't Doom, but they needed that Doom for the Timbersaw and heroes like that. So it's really hard to call. They needed the Magnus. They needed that Doom. Who was their off-lane hero? Who did they have?
Let me think. You had Doom, Magnus,
Dazzle,
Venno, and
something.
was it Nyx? Was it Nyx?
It may have been Nick's off-lane. Yeah, it was. It was Nick's off-lane because he had the MPL, yeah. So maybe if they had something else instead of that Nick's, it may have been a little better for their split push potential.
Yeah, maybe.
But you never know.
Yeah, maybe.
Both these teams, it's so tense, both posturing 14-13 now.
I think they both know a Roche fight here basically means the next team fight is pretty much theirs.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so Antab has switched things up. This is what I thought he might go for, but he started building up a bank. I thought, okay, it's going to be Manta Style, no problems. And then he switches it up, gets that BKB. Yarasha into BKB is such a gold-efficient build on an Agi carry like Mirana. It's ridiculous. Even on things like Weaver, you've got the attack speed, movement speed, then you go into magic community. I love it on Gyrocopter as well. But Gyro with that butterfly going to be so difficult to bring down now. BKB butterfly. Dodge those physical
I
attacks.
think Weaver must have thought he was going to die at some point because he's bought the recipe for the Desolator.
Yeah.
The old panic spend.
Press the quick buy button.
Is there a button to quick buy what's in your quick buy thing?
Yeah.
I just have to right click it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you can set it up so you push a button, you buy whatever's in your quick buy.
So when you're about to die, you just spam the button.
Oh man, I better set that up because I die a lot. I don't know if you've noticed.
One of the troubles I had though was I set up, TP scroll auto buy, whatever it's called.
Right. What's that? Oh, what, every time you walk into a shop, you auto.
No, not auto buy. There's quick buy and there's the other one. Like you've got your TP scroll in that slot.
I just right click that.
Yeah, there's a hotkey for that as well.
Oh.
So, but the trouble I had was when I die and I have Boots of Travel, I automatically buy TP scrolls.
I see.
So I'd just be buying TP scrolls and realize, hang on, I just wasted a shitload of
But
gold.
you can sell stuff that you've just bought now
You
when
can
you're
now,
dead.
yeah.
Yeah, which was it was awful the way that you couldn't.
Arrow flies
Arrows.
across.
That's
gonna
a
hit
long.
anyone.
That's a
But
long ranger. That one.
They
was.
do see Tone in the woods though, so that was a good scouting
Yeah.
arrow, even though it didn't hit anyone. So we do have Silence Roll, and he has gone for that build I was saying, Glaives and Last Word, none in the Curse of the Silent. It's not an incredibly useful skill when you're
Yeah.
up against the, Zeus and Gyrocopter. Oh, here we go, Echo
Slam
Slam,
doesn't
call
do
down
much
as
at
well.
all.
Ichigo in so much trouble.
Good lord. Buyback flots straight back in. The global silence is going to run out. The slam from Cook didn't do a huge amount of damage, but the follow-up.
Oh yeah.
And now they're going to chase him down. Who can they get? They're just running. Here's an arrow. Richie. Oh my god, how did that miss? That's Zed.
And big calls coming from
Yep,
Ichigo.
big calls. Let's go.
The thing
Let's
is, they
go
do
rush.
have map control right now. Bot lane
Yeah.
is pushed, top lane is...
They know that Infused have had to run home.
Yep.
Although they really didn't, because they're all full health. I'm quite sure why they did run away.
Well, they're missing their main initiator.
Yeah.
And Earthshaker's low health as well. I'm hearing drums, I'm hearing glaives, I'm hearing all sorts of stuff go on.
And they are going to try and contest this.
Does look like
If they
it.
can grab that DD and get in there, he can do a ridiculous amount of damage, but no. No, they are not.
Let's see how they go about this. It looks like they're just going to back off, allow this Roshan to fall.
Get that on the itch, you go. There you go. And off he goes. He's going to go farm top. It is interesting to hear them talking,
Yeah.
the teams when they're playing. Obviously, we're sat right next to them. Nobody's interested in this DD. It's so tempting.
Just take the DD.
Look at it.
Yeah, it's weird that they didn't come out with the Roche pit, take that, because they do have a ward there.
Yeah.
So they definitely saw it.
They walked past it.
Yeah.
But never mind, eh?
Now they're going to give that to Gyrocopter and lose the game.
Yeah. Well, he's not interested in it either.
Dire's middle
He's
tower
got his
is
butterfly
under
now. I don't know. How long has he had that for?
A couple of minutes. I mean, he's got 2.6 gold in the K gold in the
Yeah.
bank, so he can go for a Demon
Net
Edge,
worth
got MKB. he's got
4k
plenty.
higher than his nearest competitor. That's a gyro for you.
Beam attack.
Now remember, Ichigo Booster travelled up here not that long ago.
20 seconds cooldown
So they
remaining.
know that they can get this tower in perfect safety.
Dire's middle tower is
Let's have a look at some graphs. XP. Look at this swings. And gold. A lot of swings, but mainly in favour of Reason, but only by 3k. And I think the only problem is that all the money for Infused is basically on Gyro.
Yeah.
There's the DD now.
It's been like that for the entire game.
Yeah.
The spread of gold on Reason is very nice,
Mhm.
and they've got that Nyx who is still ahead of the pack for the supports. He's even ahead of that Clockwork.
Yeah.
So he's done very well for himself. But the three core heroes on the Dire side are sitting pretty with about 11, 12k net worth each. It is literally that Gyrocopter who is holding all of Infused eggs.
Reason are going to go and respond here. Just heard them call it. Dread saying, let's go ham.
That's Ichigo saying that.
Oh, was it Ichigo?
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's Demon Edge picked up by Richie. MKB, do you reckon? Or is this a rapier game?
It can't be a rape.
Too risky for
Yeah,
rapier?
yeah. This has been a fairly cautious game.
Fairly cautious.
Yeah, I mean it's 30 kills at 38 minutes, and the action has come in bursts.
Yeah.
Not just because of the pauses, but because it has been a very cautious game. Good movement, good awareness, loads of vision. I mean, look at all the vision on the map here. You know what I mean? You've got lots of vision for the raiding team.
Methodical map control,
It is,
methodical
yeah.
dynamic movement, picking team fights where you think you can win.
Absolutely, and also a lot of rotation and movement. When someone gets jumped, instant TPs and responses. So really good disciplined Dota. So I personally, whilst I think it could be interesting, I don't think they'll do it. I really don't think they'll do it. But I mean, I guess they're getting the MKB to counter the butterfly, right? So it makes sense on Gyro. You're saying
Gyro is the one buying an MKB.
Oh, I thought you were saying they were getting it on the Weaver.
No.
Oh, that is
I mean,
interesting.
The Gyrocopter has a Demon Edge and he's got 3 points.
Well, then I
left,
think he probably will
3.5k.
get a rapier. Sorry, when he was
No,
in the
he just
shop, I
bought
thought
an
you were
MKB.
talking about the Weaver. Oh, he did?
Yeah.
I'll
Oh
just
dear.
shut up. Shut up, P-Flax, you idiot. GG, bad casters.
Reported to
Bad
Valve.
caster. You're doing great. Don't worry about me.
No, we're both doing fine. I think we've had
Radiant's bottom tower
pretty
is
slow days so far. It
Yeah,
took
we're weary. Give us a break.
2 games over 4 hours. It would have been nice to have, snappy changes, but we need to deal with what we've got.
Yeah. We're used to it. This is the life of a caster. So a lot of waiting around. And then moments of high glory in action.
And then dealing with things cocking up and letting people fix them for you. Like, my things are broken, please help me.
And us just basically being kind of not the face, I guess, of the the public face, despite the fact that we have no idea what's going on or how to fix it.
Yeah. It's like there are things which are wrong and people are fixing
Yeah,
it, but
we're
don't
very
know how,
sorry, but,
why, or what.
Yeah. Arrow.
Arrow flies across, going to hit
Catches
Tyrox
Tyrox.
there. They're gonna
I don't-
actually
can they
engage
go on it?
this.
I don't think they can go on it.
think it's
It would be
worth
dangerous if
Oh,
they did, and they
nice
do.
BKB!
The BKB was clutch. And now the silence. And what can they do? Richie's got his BKB off. A lot of damage coming down. Tyrox, Tone goes down. Elia dead too.
Oh, that
Can they
Weaver
finish
does
off the
so much
Weaver?
damage.
Too much damage. And Cook is man fighting him, but no good. Time lapse as well.
Big fight
And
there.
Richie's going to die too. Lots of damage going down on Dread. Can they finish him off?
Dread run.
The Carapace. And
Oh,
that's
look
another
at
teamwork.
that HP.
And they both live with nothing.
And Tab and Dread getting away with no HP whatsoever.
And the reason they're not sure if Zeus had a refresher, but I think because they took a lot of damage, but it was they thought they got double bolted, but it was the ult and then a Q, a W on top of that.
Radiant structures are fortified.
So there's another fight going Reason's way.
Oh, that's not good for the Radiant.
Infused, just the problem is that they want to fight, but this silencer is just killing them.
Anymore, it
Yeah.
turns out.
We saw really nice use of the BKBs there. Gyrocopter and Zeus waiting until a silence happened, then using BKB, which was great. But they just didn't have the rest to follow up, because Earthshaker initiated on a Mirana, who had amazing reaction times to pop that BKB,
Yeah.
take no damage, not get stunned, then leap out. The rest
But the thing is, there was nothing around her anyway. Like, the slam wasn't really going to do a huge amount, I don't think, regardless.
it was like what they did on the silencer at mid. They just wanted that initial initiation,
Yeah.
which is the worst sentence ever, but I'll go with it, and then follow up with the rest of their
Yeah.
spells. But you could do that with Fisher, you could do that with Totem. I guess, they didn't want her to leap away,
Yeah.
because obviously Echo Slam has an instant cast time.
He's got a gem now on the Earthshaker. Just purchased it. I think that's good. They'll definitely need that.
Oh yeah. And with the amount of sentries that's been placed around, it's definitely a worthwhile investment to get that gem.
Yep. They're going to come here, try and get Richie. They can shut down the gyro. They are shutting down basically. Oh dear, Richie's in all kinds of trouble here.
Yep, either burn down one
He
BKB
is dead.
second
He is
off
dead.
that. But it looks like he's just going to die anyway
Yeah.
without even using the BKB. Very
Dead
nice.
Richie.
Great pick off from Reason. Dread doesn't have Hex. No, he nearly has it.
Tread shouting there. Very pleased.
He's
with
sending the
himself.
courier to the shop.
This is, I think this is the game that both of these teams know that this is one of the ones that they have to win. I think.
Well, it's gone from great team fights from Infused to great pickoffs from Reason, great
Yeah.
map control from Reason, and it just seems to slightly swing Reason in Reason's favor every time an initiation happens.
Yeah, it's just not going. I mean, not going Infused's way. Reason have been ahead on gold the whole time, just by a little bit. But now that swing has really taken effect in the last few minutes.
It's a massive team fight on top of them.
It really was. That's back-to-back team wipes. I mean, it's tough to come back from that. But they're going to back here.
See, I thought they might prioritize Khan, get him some items, but no, Dread is like, I want all of the gold, I'm going to make some items.
Yes.
You need to get back now, he says, leading his team.
Yep.
And Ichigo looks like he's going to be building towards a Hex himself, has the ultimate orb. But Jaro still leading the charge on that worth. That MKB, he still has the potential to do massive damage to the Reason side if they get that initiation right.
The thing is, they have initiated, but it hasn't gone well for them once they have done so.
They've got Clock Hook, but they're not using that to initiate. They're using Cook and that Earthshaker to jump in first.
Yeah.
If they get that clock to hook in and then have Reason swarm on that clock to kill him, then blink in with the Earthshaker, then have the cooldown, then have Fiend's Grip on the Weaver, I think they could absolutely annihilate Reason in a 5v5 team fight.
The problem is, the moment the global silence goes off, Earthshaker and Bane are basically stood there doing nothing.
Yeah.
So, what do you get a BKB on everybody?
It's difficult, isn't it?
It's tough. It is tough. This is why you need a Rubik. Steal that
the
global
silence.
silence. But then all you have to do is cast another spell, right?
What do you mean?
Well, if the global silence, and then you just sort of don't let him steal it, because you'd have to wait for the silence as well.
But he's only got one other spell, and if you cast that first...
Yeah. True that. So why hasn't he taken any levels in Curse of the Silent?
It's not a worthwhile skill. It's not mana efficient. It doesn't do massive damage. Also, it's mainly a laning skill to harass. And because he was against the Zeus, who can use that lightning bolt,
Right,
not
right.
lightning bolt, chain lightning.
The chain lightning.
You
It's
can
not
just-
worth it. Yeah.
You can just basically lose that curse instantly.
So this should be Roche should be up in basically 45 seconds or so.
And Richie's still farming up those ancients. 2k back in the bank. They are putting so much pressure on him. Can he carry them to victory?
Yeah, this is going to be. It's only 37 kills in 45 minutes because, as we said, it has been very tight discipline Dota. But 10 of those kills have come in the last 10 minutes.
Here
or
we
so.
go. Quick blinks out. Nice
Richie
big
able to
size
get his
from
BKB
Ichigo.
off.
But Zeus!
So much
Ooh.
damage going down, but nobody dropping. Nobody dropping yet. Time lapse.
Richie has no BKB
Still
now.
nobody dead. And they run away, and they all live. They're all low, but they all live. They're chasing hard. There go some rockets. The Mirana ult giving them a chance to escape. Wow. And now, Richie able to put that damage down, getting that BKB, they're able to put that damage down. They know the Roche can't be long. And they all crawl back to base. This is why if the Zeus, I wonder if Zeus is going to... Well, what is he building? He must be building an Ags now. He's got another Ogre Club.
Yeah. I mean, he could be going for Halberd, but I would say go for Ags now.
Yeah.
He does have that BKB, so he will have that definite ulti in that team fight. Now, the thing to note here is that they forced Richie to use that BKB, so that's down to, what, 4 seconds now? 5 seconds?
Yeah.
And they didn't use BKB on silencer, so
He
that's
can
ready
always.
for this fight.
I think he should rebuy it. Once it gets down to 4 seconds, he should rebuy it.
He's definitely going to need it.
Yeah. We saw that in Dream League. Loader was on Gyro, and had a BKB down to 4 seconds, and popped it at the start of a fight. They just waited it out. 4 seconds is nothing.
Yeah.
And then bam, they just killed him. And he had tons of money. If he'd rebuy that BKB, I think it's worth it. Because it's so clutch. They need him to up. He's all of their damage basically.
Oh, all of their physical damage,
Yeah.
definitely. The rest of it is all magical.
But the problem is the global silence.
Yeah, and the BKBs. There's BKBs across the
Yeah.
board now for a reason only Nyx and Shadow
So
Demons
they
don't
know
have.
they're doing Roche, but they're going to try and take 2 towers here as a counter to that.
I think they'll get about 3/4 of the way through the tier 2. There's no fortify though, for reasons.
This
So
is a dead tier 2, I think.
I don't know, they could TP and respond to this.
I don't think they'd want to.
They don't want to TP into an Earthshaker.
So they get a Roche, but in exchange, they lose 2 towers. So that's a lot of gold. What is that, 1,500 gold?
It's plenty.
Yeah. Around that?
Something like that. Oh, you got it 5 times 2. Closer to 2k probably.
When you push the lane up, I can't go. Maybe you don't tap. You can go and tap.
So they got the tier 1 as well, didn't they, at top?
Yeah.
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 Probably over 2k.
Yeah. Yeah, both towers. Yeah, of course. So, Zeus here. I wonder how quickly he can farm up an Ags.
It shouldn't take...
Assuming he's getting one. Assuming.
Yeah. I don't think he'll be going for a halberd or anything.
No.
He has his Ags completed.
The gem on Earthshaker is big.
Tarek had things on the courier which we didn't notice, P-Flex.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh! Okay.
It suddenly appears from nowhere.
Boom.
So I've been looking at him thinking, okay, Ogre Club, right, he can afford point booster
Yeah.
now, and then all of a sudden, hang on a sec. Suddenly items.
This is interesting. This is really interesting because neither team has a lineup where you think, oh my god, if this goes much longer, they're just going to lose late game to X. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
they both got that big late game hero, Weaver and Gyro. It's really, I think it's perfectly poised, despite the fact that Reason have got those last those two big team wipes. Infused are definitely still in this, especially with the amount of farm that Gyro's got now.
Most certainly.
Net worth 23k.
Satanic as well.
Yeah, huge, absolutely huge. But now I don't know if he saves for buyback or he rebuys a BKB. They both went looking for each other, and like trains in the night, they will pass each other. Or is it like ships in the night? Like ships in the night.
Ships in the night.
Trains in the night, you'd
Trains
probably
in the night.
notice the other
Yeah.
train. Yeah, they're right next to you. They make a lot of noise.
What has Dread bought recently? Nothing much. He had that hex about, what, 10 minutes ago?
Yeah. I have a hex! He's out.
Letting everybody know. And there's Hex up on Silencer as well, so we've got 2 Hexes there. Perfect for catching out that Zeus and Jericho once their BKBs are down.
And back come the TPs.
Dread, you can go in pretty hard, I think.
Look at what their game plan is here. They do have Blink on Dread.
They're going to initiate with Dread. I think he's going to try and get a 2 or 3 man impale. If they land an arrow, Tyrox standing right out in front, and he is going to drop very fast. That was silly. That was really silly. I don't know if he can buy back or not, but there goes the stun.
Here comes Dread.
There goes. They managed to get Cook. Cook gets nightmared.
Can they bring down Richie before he absolutely demolishes them all? Oh, that flat cannon is killing everybody. Satanic
So
as well.
much damage.
Queen's Grip onto Kronos. That
Oh.
Weaver is down.
There goes the Weaver.
Though.
There's 2 dead. Weaver will come back with the Aegis. 3 down on Infused. Richie, at this point, doing a ridiculous amount of damage, and he will try and see them off with the rocket. They didn't get anything down on the tower, really.
But
That all happened because Tyrox was stood way out in front. The gem is still on the ground, so the gem is there to be reclaimed.
If Richie passes basically this line, if he goes in front of the racks, Dread is going to jump on him, hex him, stun him, and he will die.
Yeah.
Because obviously you don't get the evasion from... Here we go, like I said. Hex, stun, nice stun from Tone, but I think they're going to finish off Richie before he can do anything whatsoever. Down he goes. Big plays there.
Big plays. He's dead for 76 seconds, and Tone will die too. And that is looking like a lane of racks, possibly more. I don't know. Without the clock on Richie
Cook
for a
respawns
minute.
now. He's going to try and make something happen here. No creep wave, unfortunately, in sight. Big ult there from the Zeus. Going to finish off Dread. 1 hit. Bang!
Arrow dodged. He does have his ult still, but they did get the lane. They did get the first racks of the game. And well, that all came about because the Zeus basically face tanked an arrow.
Yeah. Definitely not worthwhile. Walking down that hill straight into an arrow from Antab. Well placed.
Yeah. But he just stood there and took it to the chops.
Yeah. Some great play from Dread though, initiating there. Has that Hex. It's just amazing for them to take down that gyrocopter.
Yeah. Blink, Impale, and then the Hex. Taking down that gyro was huge. And now his BKB is down to just 4 seconds. So they have lost a lane of racks, but despite the fact that teamfight didn't go their way, I do think if they got the jump, this is the problem, they keep getting initiated on, despite the fact they've got that clock, and you'd think they'd be able to initiate on them.
They've got clock, they've got Earthshaker with Blink.
But they just keep getting jumped. It's these good smokes, good movement from Reason, and now the Dread's got that Blink Hex. That in itself is huge.
Yeah, definitely. The thing is, I don't think I could ever count Infused out of this game because of their teamfight potential. The BKB times are getting lower and lower. So there's let's take a look at that actually. We've got 8 seconds on Ichigo because he barely uses his.
Right.
We've got 6 seconds on Mirana, and we have 6 seconds on Weaver. So this is going to increase the potential for Cook to get a big ulti, Tyrox to allow him to get a big ulti as well, and Elio to hold down that Weaver for as long as you can.
And this could be another initiation. Tyrox way out in front again, and he's going to die again. Really, really silly.
Tyrox going to go down.
And Elliot too.
They see Tone. Tone's going to try and TP
Tone
out.
is
Bottom tower is under attack.
Well, this is interesting because Khan is standing there with Disrupt off cooldown. Tone is trying to TP out. I think they're going to have vision in time. Will he do this in time? Well, Tone. Well, this is going to be interesting. Can Khan press his hotkeys fast enough to cancel his TP? We'll find out in the next episode of Pause Central. No, yes he can!
He did!
Just about. Catches Tone. Unfortunate.
And there's the gem too. Trent just wandering into some cogs. So again, I don't understand. The Zeus was way out in front, way out in front. Had to know that there's a Nyx around there. You got Mirana ult as well. There's too many ways to get snuck up on.
I think the plan was have the Zeus out in front, get the BKB off before he gets stunned, but then there's the Hex. If he gets Hex first, and he has no chance to get the BKB off.
Crazy.
Because they want to bait someone out to have the rest of the team come in on top. The cooldown. Oh,
Cook down too.
This is looking pretty bad for Infused right now. This is getting way out of control. Item differential definitely swinging the way of Reason. Ichigo pretty fat. 5,000 gold in the bank for him. He's got buyback. He's got travels.
Very well played from Reason this game. Very well played.
Khan has finished treads.
Yes! Treads up on Shadow Demon.
They move in for the top tier 3 now.
He's had 4-star for ages.
Yeah. He just finished his treads.
Rocking those brown boots. and that is going to be game. Cog, call down, but they get the BKB off. Lots of damage going in. Richie can't get in there because of the cogs. Ichigo, Fiend's Grip, he will drop. He's dead for 2 minutes. They're going on Antab now. What's Dread doing? Is he going to wait here? There's a little how'd you do arrow, back it goes. And they've lost almost all their racks.
Yeah, it's almost mega creeps, and bot lane, that range racks is definitely going to go
Yeah,
down. Look at those creeps.
Look at that wave. But in comes Richie.
Oh,
Clean
he does
up.
plenty of
Look
damage.
at that. He should, if he gets a rapier, I reckon they have a chance. You know, he's got 4,500 gold.
I think it's last resort now.
Yeah.
He has to go
Get the rapier, just go for it. Get that satanic up. Punch everybody in sight. He could do it. He could do it. Bots on Mirana. They need to get a jump on people here, but we've been saying that for the last 30 minutes. 20,
yeah.
30 minutes that we've been saying that. All they got to do is, and instead they've been initiated on, they've been caught out. Tyrox caught out twice. I don't think Zeus was out front as bait because they were not ready for the reaction.
Well, the thing is, he gets hexed, and then silence came instantly after the hex.
Yeah, but then, I mean, they must know. The Hex has been out there for long enough that they know that they can't bait him because he will just get jumped and killed. And he's a huge amount of their damage. Roche is not back.
Tone makes sure. Finds out with that
Look
rocket
at this
flare.
creep wave mid. They brought 2 catapults. This is like this is like the Return of the King in Lord of the Rings.
But in comes Richie, and it's gold for him.
Yeah, he's getting closer and closer.
Interesting item pick up by
They see,
Silencer.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Just for the what? Just to support the team. Gotta support the team.
Well, when you think about it, giving minus armor to the enemy when you have these massive mega creeps nailing down upon them.
Yeah. Plus attack speed for your team as well. Is it just you, or does that proc to your team as
That's
well?
team as well.
Assault aura.
Or attack speed 20,
Yeah,
or
attack
bonus
speed and
armor
armor,
5,
yeah.
armor reduction 5.
Not bad, not bad at all. And now they're gonna kill the big man.
And there's no way that Infused can really contest this. They are stuck in their base defending against the creep waves. Reminds me of X-Hero Siege or Castle Defense.
You know, Roche should get this cheese. It's a cheese, Roche. So now you got Weaver with time lapse and cheese. He's like Mario at the start of the game. He's got 3 lives. And this creep wave, look at this army. This is crazy, man.
And that's a lane which doesn't have the Rex taken out as well. That's like ideal pushing lane for them.
Those range creeps are just melting. Choo, 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 choo. Just hide in those creeps. The only thing I would say is this is like the juiciest Echo Slam target you've ever seen in your life.
Pretty
Cook
much.
can get that. Like if he was hitting over here, just blink Echo. That is a dead Antab.
Oh, here comes Dread.
Tyrox
Hex on the
out in
Zeus once
front
again.
again.
Oh, Silence! Amazing play! The Earthshaker jumps in there, and he can't do anything.
Terrible.
And that is pretty much
Yeah,
the end of
that's it.
Infused. Cook comes in, Echo Slam onto Antab. Aegis Immortal for him, though he's going to respawn in a couple of seconds. And this looks pretty bad. Cook blinks in, Totem Slam.
Deary me.
Infused
That
going
is
down.
game.
Reason really playing so well.
Yeah, that's silence.
GG, well
timing.
played. Reason taking the game over Infused in a pretty long game. 58 minutes, back and forth. Very, very deliberate gaming. Cautious, the word you used. I think
Yeah,
very, very well.
I think disciplined was the word I used, which it definitely was. So prizes for Kit Kat.
Yeah. Kit Kat.
It's
our
it's
stats woman.
rigged. It's rigged. She's one of the
Right.
admins.
It's Cyborgmat. Cyborgmat is giving prizes to whoever he wants.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just think that was really good disciplined Dota. I think they executed really well. The silence was key.
Yeah.
I mean, that was absolutely key. So much of what Infused wanted to do relied on them not being silenced at the start of a fight.
Such a good pick.
Yeah,
Such a
really
good pick.
perfect. Rounded it off really nicely, and
I mean,
very well played.